Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are finally picking up our first new locomotive for the new rail for COMP, and I think we finally have made enough money now to do that. So I figured we would show that. I guess I totally haven't made up my mind. Think we have enough for a class 48, which is the one I'm thinking about going for. I think it'll get us started without being the same that we were doing before, so I think we're going to do this one. Keep it right there. Headlight fixed on this one. Paint is fixed on this one. Number, we are going to give it number 9. We are going to bring this same loco from our old save file, which we named it Tubby. I don't think this one gets anything on the tender, does it? Yeah, there's nothing. Unless it somehow goes around like the back. Well, I'm pretty sure it doesn't right now because the number's there. So, okay, there we are. I think we'll go with the class 48. See, 1877, 622. Oh, I don't know what that means. I mean, it's like a 060, so whatever. But I think this will give us enough tractive effort to get up into the mountains some, and we're definitely going to need, more than one other locomotive. I was just thinking about saving up and going for the class 70, but I think at the end of the day, I need something that's, a little bit cheaper and going to get us going with some things, give us the ability to actually run 2 locomotives at a time, which is kind of why I'm picking this one up. And so I think that'll fit the bill. So, and easy to operate. It doesn't have a tender to deal with, so it sounds weird to say, but it'll help keep the car count down. So I think that is all contributing to why we made that decision. So now that we have it, we'll take a nice close look at it quick while it's warming up. Whoa, there's a good look. Baldwin Locomotive Works, Philadelphia, 1875. Oh, it should be number 3712. What is that? Oh, whatever. It's not. Philadelphia. Who knew? I do like the flat top smokestack this one gets. Just kind of keeps it all short and stout, hence the name. So there you go. One little faux pas in the paint, but then let's be honest, right? Maybe the paint's just not perfect. That wouldn't be unreal. A little bit bummed that the paint, excuse me, that the paint is fixed on this one and that you can't change it. It would be pretty groovy if you could actually change the paint on this loco. But as for now, you can't. Sounds good, looks good. Hopefully it works good and doesn't cause us any kind of buggy issues. So performance has been going well on this save file ever since we started it. Now this one was just started in the beta, on the beta, for the beta. So no track conversion going on here or old versus new. This is a fresh save fully on the beta. It's been running really well so far. The only time I've noticed any kind of, I guess, funny business or glitchy type of comment, I guess, that I would have is when it runs over switches. You do see a little herky jerk here and there. So switches are definitely playing on the physics somewhere. I'm not exactly sure, obviously, to the extent of that, but water. Looks like we got a bunch of water, so should be good. Uh, I just really like the look of the Class 48. And again, I wanted to pretty much just bring over exactly what we had on the other save file, being that this is really pretty much going to be our main save file until something happens. Or if nothing happens, it's just going to be the new main. Getting pretty happy with the way that the track is laying out so far, so providing things work as we step up in weight. Can't imagine going back probably much to the other one, but you know, who knows what the future lies. That one does still have a lot more money and everything is attached, and a smorgasbord of locomotives and rolling stock to choose from, though I think that that may have contributed to some of the performance yips. Just how much stuff we had in there too, so we'll just have to see, and how much stuff we have put out, deleted, and all kinds of stuff. That's kind of, you know, I guess the goal behind this one, right, with a minimalist approach and just trying to keep everything to a minimum and seeing how things go for how long. But so far, smooth as smooth, and we're connected through the iron mine, the smelter. So, you know, we're ready to get going on things. Brake is off. Here we go. Probably don't need to go flying out of the gate. This thing has got a lot more size to it than Betsy. Yeah, wow. I guess I didn't really notice that last time, but that's because we had been driving much bigger locomotives. Where this, you know, going from Betsy to this is a pretty big step up, I guess. So cool. Turn those off. Probably gotta turn around. Oh, wait a minute. Stop. Alright, you're getting ahead of yourself. This locomotive really does just accelerate. I mean, Betsy accelerates pretty fast with nothing on it too, but where this one is, just the six wheel, it just seems like it's taken off. Of course, I've been driving Betsy pulling loads all morning, trying to get the money together to buy something else, so just I'm used to running underpowered and with bad brakes because that's just Betsy nowadays. The days of the OP Porter are definitely gone, that's for sure. Betsy is now you know, what you would expect it to be proper. It's definitely not a big beast anymore. Where it was, not for everybody, obviously, but I know when I started and many of the veteran players, right, Betsy was the most powerful thing on the track, just about. So our early impressions of that thing were it could do just about anything. That has certainly changed. Alright. Oh, did we go? We bounced off. Alright, brakes. Alright. Oop, pin. That one should be on. This one should be on. And then we should be good. Right. Alright, there we go. Number 9 all hooked up. Ready to go for the first of many. On its way. Go, Tubby, go. Oh, that's because we're only at 28%. I'll make sure as soon as we hook it up to some cars, it doesn't want to go flying anymore. Alright, so now we'll get a chance to see what one of the new locomotives does going down the new splines. See how that interaction goes. Might as well just can it, let it go. Definitely a much bigger locomotive than Betsy, which that's cool. I just dig the 48, to be honest. It is. It's like a proper size. It's big, it's stout, it's kind of cool. I just dig it. Yeah, it's super cool. The light box in the back, I'll give you, is in a weird place. It makes for loading wood to be a bit of a pain, no doubt about it. I'm not sure, you know, how historically, if that's totally historically accurate like it would have been or what. I have no idea. I'm sure it was probably an optional light either way. I know some people really don't, not big fans of it. I'll say that. I figure you gotta have a light back there somewhere. I suppose they could have put it on the back. You know, on the back down here, maybe instead, but whatever. This way you can see it up over the loads, I suppose. But I like the Class 48, so now if it can just get this stuff up into the mountains, that'll be great. See, there's the little bit of jerk that you see as it goes over switches. So whatever that is, but that seems to be a pretty consistent graphic jerk. Everything else seems to have gotten pretty smooth. Can't complain. The stutter isn't in the trees or in the ground or any of that stuff. Haven't picked that up yet. Just a bit of a stutter as it goes over switches. So hopefully now our track isn't too sharp in anywhere for the 48 versus Betsy. Again, we haven't run anything on this setup other than Betsy at this point, so we'll just kind of have to see how things go. Oh, keep rolling. Keep rolling. Alright, right there. Did put in a water tower out here. Betsy was about running out of water, so we had to do something. Threw a water tower in there to fill it up as it's parked, which works. Lines up good for Betsy. I don't know about anything else. It does sit at kind of an angle because it's a bit on a curve, but usually when one lines up, they all do. It's just a matter of finding it. So I'm not anticipating too many problems there, but one never knows what happens. So we did just reattach Betsy now over there to the log cars for now. Seems to be handling those just fine. It just wasn't taking anything up to the iron mine where we need to start getting this wood delivered. So that's kind of the idea here with the 48. This all loaded up. Usually I don't leave the loads, I guess, in the videos too much, but Short train shouldn't be that big a problem to load. Ooh. Guess that's a problem with the water tower, as it is sorta in your face when you are looking to load the locomotive. So that might go away, but then we could always load in the other direction too without too much of a problem. Not exactly sure which way our switches are lined after coming out of here, but this usually doesn't make for too bad a load or loading time, I guess. Did end up having to run a few loads to the depot, as much as I don't like to do it, but needed the money to get up the hill. It was either go up the hill or get some cordwood cars, and I figured the cordwood cars, by the time you fill that up down there, are pretty much just going to pay for the fact that you bought the cordwood cars. You're not really going to get ahead, so I figured running a few loads to the depot and getting a new locomotive was probably just the next best step in the game. So that is what I went ahead and did. Excuse me. As you can see, we are broke down to $54. Tier 6 or level 6 already in experience, so that part not having a hard time going back up, but definitely the money thing is a whole different animal at the beginning of the game. I'll just say that, right? I really didn't even remember it being, I guess, quite as grindy. But those first loads really do not pay a heck of a lot. That is for sure. So you are kind of left to run a lot and gain a little, and that's just the unfortunate truth. It does take a bit of work to get going. I mean, not bad though, I have to be honest. I mean, it only took probably an hour or something to get the funds together for this locomotive this morning. Did a few other things too. This loop came out really good looking, I have to say. Half the credit has to go to Dakota. He laid this side, I laid that side. We just kind of came into the middle and attached over here, and it actually worked out really well. Looks pretty cool as you're coming up to it, and the curve just happens to lay out really super nice, especially when you consider two people laid it right from each side. It wasn't just one continual loop or anything, or even one person laying it. That was two people, and it just worked out kind of cool. But pretty happy with it so far, and it does make for an easy runabout. Hopefully nothing's going to have any kind of problems with it. I don't think so. It seems like it's pretty smooth so far, so not looking forward to having any issues. We do have one more switch I suppose we'll have to kick, because we've been running out to the depot, which hopefully this locomotive will end that whole thing and running out to the depot anymore. As long as this one actually gets the load where we need it to be, we will be running up to the mine from now on with our wood, and then fast enough we'll be down with the hoppers. Oh, that's right, that switch is in a totally different place. Wow, okay, right. So used to the old layout that, like, just running around the building, you had to be pretty quick about it to get there. This one actually not so much. So there we go, plenty of time. Alright, cruising down there. Yeah, this one's doing okay. Of course, I mean, everything here is all flat ground, nothing doing. We are going to have to flip the switch up here down into the valley, obviously. We came up from the smelter on our last run, so we'll have to stop one more time for that switch. Haven't been running this, obviously, being it's a new locomotive and a new go. So, sorry about the switches not being lined or anything, but this obviously is not a repetitive run. It's a first time attempt and see if it goes, which hopefully, I'm hoping it should. You know, it should, right? I mean, Betsy was almost getting up this, and this thing has a significant amount more of tractive effort than Betsy. So, I mean, I certainly hope that this works. Well, if it doesn't work, I'm going to be really disappointed, I have to be honest, because Betsy almost got it up there. After Dakota and I had to double the hill, I did turn around and get it up there with, I did attempt to try to run it again, and while I got it to get across the bridge, I still could not make it all the way up, so, same net result is that I just actually totally, abandoned the run, is what I did. I just did it for a test to see if it would go, if you totally just hammered on it, and it did not. So it was not going to work without really doing something, and I didn't really want to do something else. To be honest, I just needed a stronger locomotive. That does drop down pretty steep right there as we just kind of follow the ground. I don't like how things bog down right there because this is only 2% and it really should not. So hopefully we don't really have any problems, but that's not a good sign, I have to admit. Let's go ahead and chuck some more fire in the box so that doesn't become an issue. And now we'll just have to see what this locomotive's got going up a grade. Hopefully it stays right there and doesn't just keep bogging down. At least that'll be enough. It's not going to be winning any speed races, but if this is as bad as it gets, this is as steep as it gets right here for this 100 yards until we hit the tree on the right. And then after that, it never goes above 3%. So there we go. It's going to make it. Should be no problem now. Nice. So that's cool. Alright. We do have a route to the iron mine. Nice, nice, nice. Feasible. It works. It's nice. That's great. Perfect. I mean, maybe not perfect, but I'll take it. This route is actually pretty decent. I think it comes out a little bit better than our last layout did. A little bit smoother, a little less janky. It's just a nice route, so I think we'll be keeping this then and putting Tubby to work. Running our early mountain loads. Debated with this or the Cook Mogul, but I think I think the 48's newer to the game. We ran the Cook a lot last time, and wanted to go a little different route. And I think the deciding factor at the end of the day was this one does not have a tender, and the Cook Mogul does. So if anything, it was just one less car on the rail. So there we go. Ha! Cruising up to the mountains. Not a bad view, if I do say so. I've always liked this valley for the views, I think. Really pretty pleased with the way that this whole thing laid in here, I have to say. Learned a few lessons from the last one, put them into practice, I think, and it just comes out a little bit smoother this go around. And then this one is specifically tuned out for the beta track instead of, you know, what worked with the old stuff, so I think things just lay out a little bit smoother this go around. But there we are, that's pretty cool, so. How good are the brakes on this one? Never really used the 48 to bring much to the dock, so it's kind of new actually putting this one into operation rather than just being our rolling cab. Alright, I think that'll work. Should work. Show the payoff. Drop them at the dock. At least we get a little bit money built back up. Not really. I mean, these are definitely not high paying loads, but we can actually start the mill, or the mine. It's not a mill in this case. As you can see, we do have the two pass-throughs, a little more spread out this time. And we didn't take down all the trees either. Don't think I'm gonna, unless we actually need it for something, but there we go. So the iron ore is starting to build up, and look forward to some hopper cars in the future. So there we go. We're gonna call that one a win. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.